Hello, everybody. Joe Begadone's here, and welcome back to another episode of Full Metal Demon Muramasa. Last time we left off, Shogun's dead. Got our ass kicked by Genseigo. Our rocket punch trick didn't work. And now we've been sucked beyond the event horizon of a black hole. Or a magic black hole that simulates how a real black hole works. I don't know, man. It's fucking armor magic. I don't gotta explain shit. Anyway. Just gonna give you a forewarning, dude. I'm not feeling it today. I'm not here. Like mentally, just speaking in general. I don't know what it is. It's currently like 9 p.m. I've been up since like 7. I got like a decent night's sleep last night. I went to bed at like midnight, so 7 hours of sleep. Woke up, under my own power. Wasn't woken up by anything else. Like yesterday, I was woken up by like fucking seagulls or something screaming outside my window for some reason. I don't know what that was about. But woke up on my own today. Yeah, ate breakfast. And I was like, yeah, I'm not feeling it. Like I'll, have a pot of coffee, see how I feel. Still wasn't feeling it. So then I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll wait till like maybe have lunch. Maybe I'm just having a slow start. Have lunch, not feeling it. Have another pot of coffee, not feeling it. Go to open up the game, stare at the title screen with OBS open, and I just like put my fucking face in my hands and just groan. And I'm like, no, not right now. So then I close it, and then 3 hours pass, and here we are. I don't know what it is. I'm just gonna chalk it up to it being really cold and gray and dreary outside today. Like I'm just going full into hibernation mode. I mentioned before, like when I want to sleep, I can literally sleep an entire day away. I have that superpower where like I'll wake up like every couple hours, but I can like will myself to go back to sleep. Like is it super restful sleep? No. Like once you get past like hour 14, that's when it starts to like become, diminishing returns, kind of negative rest where it takes energy to do it. But I can do it. I can sleep for like an indefinite amount of time. But, I wanted to get around to recording, and also I wanted to play some FF14 today, continue on with like my patch content for Heavenwards so I can eventually get a Stormblood, and then maybe, by the end of next year, maybe I'll fucking get around to Endwalker. Who knows? I'm playing it real slow. I'm doing like everything like in between the patches, like all the beast tribes, all the side quests, all the fucking raids, I'm doing everything, dog. Going at my own pace. But yeah, it was maintenance today, 24-hour maintenance, so that kind of took the wind out of my sails. And then I have to go back to work tomorrow, and I'm just not feeling it, dog. Not at all. I did eat like an astonishingly large amount of pistachios. That made me feel better. Once I started like cracking open pistachios and eating them, it was just like lighting up something in like the fucking deep back part of my brain where like the fucking reptile fucking like central cortex lives, and it's like, this is good. This you should do this more often. I don't know if that's just monkey brain going ooh peanuts yum, or if I'm like having some kind of vitamin deficiency because my my fridge is looking awfully scarce. I need to go grocery shopping tomorrow, but couldn't really do that all weekend since it was, a long weekend for MLK Day in the US. So, yeah, no way that was getting done. And, yeah, I've been living off, nothing but good old spaghetti for like 3 days. And maybe I just like have no nutrients in me besides carbs, and my body's like shutting down. That's entirely believable. And then, once I started getting some actual like proteins in me, it's, kickstarted my my internal engine. But like the thing I've really been craving like some boiled cabbage. It's like absolute fucking gulag Soviet shit. I just want like no frills, just fucking raw vegetables. Or, well, as close to raw as you can get, you know, with it still being cooked because it's cold outside. I don't want to feel nice and warm, which is why I'm drinking a nice pot of coffee right now, like my 4th pot of the day. And then I'm going to go to bed after this. But yeah, if it's a shorter episode today, that's why. Anyway, now that we're, you know, on the other side of the void, time to get theological. Also, my throat might be a little raspy. That's because of all those pistachios I ate. They have like the kind of papery coating around the nut on the inside. That's kind of just like stuck in my throat. So if I ever start like choking and dying this recording session, that's why. The names of the deities that were born in the plane of high heaven when heaven and earth first began were Ame no Minakunushi no Kami. Mouthful. Next. Takami. Musuhi no Kami. Next. Kami Musuhi no Kami. Very creative.
一人神となりまして身を隠したまいき。次に国若く浮きし油のごとくしてクラゲなスタダよ減るとき足かびのごとく燃え上がる者によりてなれる神の名はうまし足かび彦路の神。次に雨の床たちの神。この二中の神もまた一人神となりまして光る。ちゃんと聞きなさい。
Is this really the best like bedtime story?
努力を頑張るにやぶさかではないけど。
Because from my understanding of like the Japanese kind of like foundational creation myth is like, you know, fucking what's his nuts marries his sister, fucking they give birth to some monsters, like she fucking dies or something. And, you know, he fucking kills their kids or her or something and goes to the underworld. I don't know, man. It gets weird.
お前はいずれスバル様の後を継いで港の巫女になるんだ。危機くらいは収めておかないと後で恥をかいてしまうぞ。
飽きた。
飽きるくらい学ばなくては身につかない。
ヤマトの神話ばっかりだし。
当たり前だろ。
たまには違う話もしてほしい。
国語や算数なら
Math?
俺に習うよりも学校できちんと先生に教えてもらった方がいい。
あいつらの話は嫌いだ。勝手に喋ってるだけでこっちが聞いてるかどうかもお構いなしじゃないか。
Yeah, that's modern education system right there.
影明の声は聞いてるうちに気持ちよくなるから寝るけど、あいつらの声は嫌いだから聞く前に寝る。
それでお前は成績が良くないのか。先生をあいつらと呼ぶな。一人で大勢の相手をするから大変だ。
Class of 20. Oh.
感謝の気持ちを持って授業を受けなさい。
And I went to school, we were pushing classes of like 30. And I know like after I graduated, some of the class size jumped up to like 35. Like real fucking ridiculous shit.
それと、俺の講義は子守歌ではない。
Even my graduating class wasn't that big. We were like 120 or something. You know.
続けるぞ。
I know my high school, like in total, we didn't break 500.
別の話。
どんな話がいいんだ。
違う神様の話は？
ヤマト以外の。神話というものはどこの国でもそんなに変わらないぞ。
I mean, it's a little more complicated than that, but you know, there's general consistencies. People tend to think the same things, you know, broadly. So, you know.
例えば？
ギリシャの神話だと、原初にはカオスがあり、そこからガイア、タルタロス、エロス、そしてエレボスとニュクスが生まれ、エレボスとニュクスからアイテルとヘメラが生まれた。
They're just kind of reading off genealogies.
ガイアはウラヌスとポンタスを生んだ。ほら、似たようなものだろ。
全然違うよ。
I mean, the names are, but sure.
まあ、解釈によるかな。
続き。
ウラノスは世界を支配し、ガイアを妻として、ヘカトンケイルとキクロプスを生んだ。
Yeah, they were
しかしウラノスは
fucking
この巨
freaky,
人た
so
ちを
he
嫌い
banished them to
タル
Tartarus.
タロス
Yeah.
へ捨ててしまった。
ひどい。
その後、
Mm-hmm.
ウラノスとガイアは
Titans.
12中のティターンを生んだが、ガイアは巨人に対するウラノスの仕打ちを恨んで、ティターンに父を打倒せよと命じる。12中の末帝、クロノスがこれを果たした。しかし
Yeah,
彼
you
は
like
父と同じ
fucking
罪を
cut
犯
off his
し、
nuts with a
同じよ
sickle.
うに息子の手で倒されることになる。
And then the fucking sperm fell in the ocean and that's sea foam.
この息子がゼウス。
We
彼
can just skip
を王
over
と
that
して
part though.
神々は全盛期を迎えるのだ。
面白い。
そうか。
続き。
ダメ。ここまでだ。
続き。
また今度。
Only if you're good.
膨れてもダメだ。
じゃあ質問。
なんだ。
ウラノスとガイアが結婚して子供を作ったんだよね。
うん。
でも、ウラノスはガイアが産んだの？
Look, man, it's complicated.
そうだな。
親子で結婚？
そうなる。
ダメなんじゃないの？
Generally, yeah, but you know, when you're fucking divine beings at the beginning of the universe, there's less, you know, foundational rules in place.
人間はな。
神様はいいの？
Yeah, their genetics work differently.
神様には神様のルールがあるんだろう。さあ、勉強に戻るぞ。
You know, they don't work off like chromosomes, so
はーい。
their DNA structure is a little more solid.
人の方に背く。
You know, DNA in
し
quotation
かし
marks.
神には神の方がある。これを許す。故に俺は万人を打倒する。司教の部を証明する。
All this for some fucking mommy and
人を超え、神を称する。
daddy issues, really.
神となれば我が望みは正当化されよう。人の世を壊せば、人の方に囚われる父は解放されよう。
Doesn't sound any better when you put it like that.
妨げる何者もなく、光は父に向き合える。母に奪われた父を取り戻せる。
Whatever you say, Electra. To take back your father. Is that it, Hikaru? Is that what you want? Now I understand. For indeed, Hikaru has no father. Yeah, she exhibits lots of fatherless behavior. The man who should have been her father violated a sacred rule. As a result, he was forced to give up that right and sever all ties of blood. That was not, I know, at all what he wanted, but the laws of man would not allow him to take up the mantle of fatherhood. In the end, he chose to obey, and that is why he will never acknowledge Hikaru as his prodigy. Progeny? Progeny. So in a sense, it was society, civilization itself, that took Hikaru's father from her. This quest to destroy the world of man is meant to bring her father back, and perhaps she's driven by reason, not insanity after all. Like, you know, Kageaki, we live in a society. I remember the pain that was graven on my father's face that day. Graven? I guess that you can use that. What does he feel when he thinks back to what was done all those years ago? Regret, perhaps? Resignation? And what would he feel to know the truth of Hikaru's desire, and the lengths to which she has gone, and will go, to achieve it? She freed Muramasa, engineered the death of her own mother, and has sworn to purge the earth of human life, all to transcend humanity and become a god. How would he feel? How should I feel? I was too young back then to know the meaning of responsibility, but that is no excuse. It was my decision, ultimately, that denied Hikaru a father, and therefore I am to blame for all that has come since. How should I feel? And what must I do? What must I do? Where am I?
いや、
Oh, hey.
おはよう、お兄さん。
おはようございます。
今日もいいお天気ですよ。
I mean, are there any
そう
windows
です
in
か。
here?
洗濯物がよく乾くでしょ
いいこった。
う。はい。
Man, don't speak about laundry. I know I need to do my bed sheets, but I'm too lazy. I might actually do them before I go to bed, honestly.
朝も早から
You know,
じっと
throw
見
down
つめ合う
some
男と
nice,
女。
fresh, warm, good detergent smelling sheets before I go to sleep tonight.
どこかでお会いしたことがありましたでしょうか。
I mean, like, a couple times.
ご記憶にない？
面目次第もなく
寝床を共にするほどの仲なのに。
でありますから。
Maybe if you put on,
先
like,
ほどよ
your
り脳みそを
fucking,
沸騰させる思いで思考を巡ら
your,
せ
like,
ているのですが
paperboy cap. You know, it jogs memory a little. Also, you had your fucking tits bound real tight back then. You know, absolute fucking sheer cliff face.
覚えてない。
いえ、そこはかとなく記憶に触れる。
But it is literally the exact same code. Like, come on, bud.
あるかな。朝も早からチューでもしてしまいそうなほど見つめ合う男と女。
誤解です。そもそもここはどこで、自分はなぜここにいるのでし
Yeah,
ょう。
last we remember, we got sucked into a black hole.
それも覚えてない？
Like, I should have been torn apart at like an atomic level. I got sucked into that black pit. Wait, no. I lost consciousness just before that would have happened. If I'd actually been swallowed, I doubt there would be enough of me left now to fill a thimble. Which means that Kinseo must have deactivated her shinogi before that could happen. Alright, so then what?
意識を失う前にどこで何をしていたかは記憶しています。
けど、それがここに繋がらない。
Nope.
はい。
そりゃ仕方ないかな。
なぜでしょう。
気絶して倒れてたお兄さんをあてが勝手にここまで連れてきたから。
Just kind of threw him in the back of that carriage you had?
つまりあなたはあそこにいたのですか。
うん。
あの時の八幡宮。
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, she's like the only survivor.
大変だったよ。
And I guess the commissioner, you count him, but he was kind of like removed from the area. Kind of watching from afar.
もうちょっとであの黒いのに巻き込まれるとこだった。怖いの怖くないのって。なんかあれ、風呂の線を抜いた時にさ、水と一緒に吸い込まれていく抜け毛の気持ちがわかるよね。
確かに。
あれはトラウマもん
I
だ。
mean, you got really long hair though. Don't let that go down the drain. You're gonna clog it, and then I gotta get the drain snake out and fish out that nasty wad of hair. What?
上でお兄さんたちが盛り上がってるさなか、下ではあても地味に大ピンチだったわけですよ。誰も見ていないところで必死に頑張りましたともさ。
I mean, like, alternately, you can pour like Drano down there, but you really shouldn't use that on your pipes. It's bad for them. Like, if you can, just like fish it all out. You should, even though it's real fucking nasty.
ご迷惑をおかけいたしました。
いえいえ、その後お兄さんと村正を抱えて誰かに見つからないうちにスタコラ退散してきたけど、それはそんなに苦労しなかった。その前の排水溝脱出ゲームに比べればね。
I scanned the room. There, a giant crimson spider is sitting off to the side, motionless and unresponsive to my mental prodding. The lump of frozen terror in my gut thankfully persists for only a moment. The bond between us informs me that my Tsurugi is merely resting, all extraneous functions deactivated in order to focus on self-repair. That isn't a good thing, precisely, since it means that her damage is quite severe. But at least the worst has not come to pass. Breathe a sigh of relief. Yep, she hasn't turned into a big fucking paperweight yet.
剣のこと心配なんだね。
相棒ですから。何か。
お兄さんのそういう言葉を聞くと 少しばかりささくれ立つ
Yep,
秋の
old
心
Kageaki, little fucking heartbreaker out here.
なぜでしょ
個人的な都合による感情であります。当変木名。さーて、それでお兄さん、当てが何者で、ここがどこだか。
う。あなたは村正の名を口にした。
しましたね。
Mm-hmm.
ならあなたは自分に関わる人間か
Yup.
銀星号に関わる人間ということになります。
2両しか残ってないもんな。戦後上門の城、村正の新
And
作は
well, you know, if you don't know her, there's only one other possibility.
そしてあなたはあの時八幡宮にいた。
Weird, the same place Ginseigo was, huh?
はい。
宝刀参拝の部外者は立ち入りできない。
Which would
重大な
mean
祭事の最中であ
you're
った
not a
八幡宮
member of the public and are an affiliate of the shogunate.
そうですね。
以前からいぶかしんでいたことがあります。行方不明者として全国に手配が回っているのに、なぜ
Yeah,
俺の
she's,
消
she's
息
not
は全く知れないの
what
か。
what you would call inconspicuous.
2年もの間、
She's very much a bull in the china shop,
あれが
No,
誰か
even when
有
she's
力な
not
人物に保護
fucking
されている
slaughtering
少佐な
entire
のでは
villages with
ない
her
か。
mind control. Just personality wise.
ごもっとも。
部屋の様相から類推するに、ここは相当の構えを誇るお屋敷。
それほどでも。あ、これ謙遜だからね。お兄さんの推測は当たってますよ。
Hey man, it's nicer than my place.
プリーズ。
I got like 4 tatami mats upstairs. Those things are fucking expensive. This is a big room. That's a lot of tatami.
あなたは幕閣の方ですね。
堀越久保、足利ちゃちゃ丸。はじめましてって言っておかないといけないかな。お兄さん。お腹空いてる？
I mean, you
そういう
know,
様子です。
big old near-death experiences will do that to you. Also, you know, the whole thing about burning calories to pilot a Sarugi.
じゃあ、まずは朝飯にするか。
For what my host insists is your average local breakfast. The meal set before me boasts a stunning variety of foods, a repast that lends much credence to Izu's claim of having the richest waters and fields in Yamato. Despite my hunger, I let my chopsticks wander. Not because I fear poison, of course. She had ample opportunity to kill me in my sleep. But because I simply cannot decide where to begin.
だからさ、当てとしては言いたいわけよ。クジラ取るな、クジラ取るなって最近にわかにやかましい白人ども。
Hey
そ
man,
もそもクジラの数を激減させたのはてめえらじゃねえかってな。
look, like, yes, Europeans and Americans, and when I say Americans, I mean like North Americans in general, essentially hunted the whales close to extinction for fucking oil in their blubber. But that's beside the point. It's the mid 20th century. We don't do that anymore. And while whale is probably very delicious, probably shouldn't do it.
あてらの捕鯨は生態系まで破壊してね。大量に取れるほど船も捕鯨技術も発達してなかったし、ヒットを取れば村が半年遊べるってくらい有効に活用してたし。
It's kind of fucked up with the dolphins, though.
そもそも狭い島国の中残ったか
But
ら。
then again, I suppose you can say the same
需要がそんなになかった。
thing with like pigs,
需要があっ
because
たのは
as far as like
世
just
界中の海で
domesticated animals
鳥
go,
にとってそ
pigs
れで
are
も足り
like
なかったのは
super high up on the fucking intelligence scale.
高原にするんで原油がいくらでも必要だったてめえらだろうが、エイハブどもの乱獲がクジラを滅ぼしかけてんだよ。
A difficult topic. While it is true that the West has a longer history of industrial whaling overall, Yamato did greatly expand its whaling activities during the 19th century as our own demand for lamp oil and fertilizer grew. We've even sent fleets into the Antarctic. So it's not as though Yamato hasn't contributed to the problem. In any case, I decided to start with the whale simmered in soy and mirin. Delicious.
それがなんだおい。高原需要がなくなった途端エコロジーに目覚めやがって。
Hey man, you live and you learn.
絶滅の危機だから保護しましょうだ。それが自分らの責任を認めて反省するって態度ならまあ聞く耳もあるけどさ、あいつら反省なんてかけらもしてねえじゃねえか。てめえの過去は棚にあげて今のアテナの捕鯨だけ問題にしてガースか非難しやがれ。なんでみんな。
I mean, a little. I understand the desire for a fair appropriation of blame. However, the fact is that whales are at risk of extinction. Shouldn't we be focusing on reversing that trend, even if it means swallowing our pride? While considering this, I reach for the seared whale flank. Also delicious.
近頃は連中、クジラは頭のいい動物だから殺す
Yeah,
のは
like I
野
was
蛮
saying.
だなんて妙なことまで言ってんな。アホか。じゃあそのクジラの知能を解析してコミュニケーション取ってこう
Oh,
言
they
って
tried
ろ
that back in the day. You can fucking read the study with like, God. I'm just gonna assume it was the CIA, because it's always the CIA in charge of those weird fucking government studies where they try to, you know, teach dolphins to talk. And it involved lots of LSD and eventually one of the caretakers having to jerk off the dolphins because they were getting too horny.
私はあなたの味方ですってな。
But then the dolphins
開
just
けてもいい
only
けど
wanted to get
クジ
jerked
ラ君は
off.
ツッコ
So
ミの衝動を抑えられないと思うぜ。
after that point, you know, things just started to fall apart. And they cut funding to it. Or did they? Or did they just move it into the black budget and hide it deeper? The world will never know.
確かに妙な主張ではあります。
牛や豚はバカだから食ってもいいけど、クジラは賢いからダメだってんだからな。何言ってんのかわかんねえ。
I mean, like I said, pigs are pretty intelligent. Cows are dumb as shit, though.
文化の違いから
They're
来る
affectionate
思想の違いというものでしょうか。
Yeah, it's like with horse.
突き詰めると人種差別思想が起因かな。あいつら的には優秀な生物はそうでない
I mean,
生物よりも上等
in
って
this
考
sense,
えは
yes,
人
literal
類の歴史を
racism.
支えてきた馴染み深
Or
い正義なんだろ。
speciesism, I guess. But not that second half. I answer, then take a bite of the fried whale. No doubt that's all there is to it. She does have a point. And the fried whale is delicious.
バカくせえっての。あては差別なんかしないもんね。牛も豚もクジラも平等に食う。
I also agree. Just, you know, ethically, if you can.
イルカだって食うぞ。それで思い出したけど、一部のヤマト人がまた腹立つんだよな。捕鯨は賛成なのにイルカ食うって聞くととか言いやがんの。イルカ食って悪いかほら。つうかクジラはいいけどイルカはダメとか言い出したら
I
捕
mean,
鯨反対派と同レベルだろうが。
if you're like the superstitious, like sailor fisherman sort, dolphins are good luck and kind of like a protector. So it's like killing seagulls. You're not supposed to do it because the vibes.
あてが思うに、奴らは反対派が送り込んだ工作員だな。
感情としてイルカ食を受け入れがたいのは理解できます。
捕鯨反対だって感情問題やん。
Just don't ask
結
about
局の
the
ところ、
fucking
自分とは違う他人の文化
underwater
をどう受け
dolphin
止めるかって
fucking
話だ。
necrophilia rape caves that they have.
気に食わないからって文句つけるか。自分とこへ押し売りに来たってんならともかく、よそでやってる分には構わずに置くのが大人の態度ってもんだろ
多文化の尊重。
Mm-hmm.
それは全く同意
But
でき
yeah,
ます。
like I was saying, horses. Like it's, I won't say it's super normal to eat horse in Japan, but generally in Asia, you know, you can get horse meat compared to like Europe and the Americas, where that's heavily fucking like societally frowned upon, mainly because the horse has been domesticated for so long and is seen as such a vital animal. You don't fucking eat horses because they're you work them instead. But you know, in fucking Japan instead, where it wasn't as big of a thing, you know, I can see you being like, oh yeah, it's just a really fucking big meat animal, I guess. Send it to the slaughterhouse.
う。でし
Like, would I go out of my way to eat horse? No. Would I hold my nose up at it if it was served to me? No. I'd fucking eat it. The governor rewards me with a brilliant smile. It seems as good a time as any. I sit down my chopsticks and turn to face my host.
ょ。あれ、もういいの？
十分にいただきました。本
何？
She flashes an impish grin. I steel myself for the all-important question.
銀星号は今
今？いないよ。
Oh. According to my host, 3 days have passed since the events at Hachiman Shrine. I was unconscious all that time. Even had she not so informed me, the aching of my joints is clearly the result of too much time spent abed.
お茶どうぞ。
ありがとうございます。
I sip from the offered cup as General Ashikaga Chachamaru joins me on the garden patio. The tea is fragrant and flavorful, and I'm reminded that Izu is located close to one of Yamato's more famous tea-producing regions.
今日は雲が張っててダメだな。
What, you doing like cloud reading?
あっちの空、富士山がよく見えない。
ああ、この北向きの庭は富士を楽しむ仕立てでしたか。
この辺りからだと富士山のどてっぱらに開いたでっかい穴がちゃんと見えて面白いんだよ。
そうですか。
Really stirs the heart.
して閣下。
あって？
はい。
そんな他人行儀の呼び方しなくても。
I mean, yeah, we both shared like the passion of racing and whatnot, but
他人です。
クール。
お伺いしますが、何故自分を伊豆まで連れてこられたのです。
鎌倉にいたら面倒なことになるからね。あて、鎌倉防衛警備の月番だったもんでさ。
yeah, a bit of an inside job.
八幡宮の事件は当ての不手際だって言えばそう言えるわ
Hachiman
けで。
Shrine was an inside
来
job.
庁あたりから責任追及される前に先手打って本拠地に引き
Shinogi
こもった
doesn't
のよ。
melt steel beams. Or there probably weren't any steel beams there, you know, it's an old shrine, it's all wood.
八幡宮の事件。
足利森氏シス。一代の覇王も最後はあっけないもんだ。
Damn, I wonder whose fault that was.
それは
外向きには隠されてるし、内向きにもまだ失踪って扱いで捜索中だけどね。八幡宮と護衛団ごといなくなって3日間経っても手がかりすらないんだ。お亡くなりは確定だよ。
Yeah.
不堕落じゃ後継者を立てる準備に入ってる。
If he hasn't been found, then he must have been consumed by that black hole Hikaru summoned, whether or not it was her strike that actually killed him. All's well that ends well? The prince's goal would appear to be met. Though, without my report, he has no way of knowing exactly what happened. I can only hope that my absence doesn't somehow cause his downfall.
死亡を知っているのは不堕落の首脳だけですか。
どうだろう。GHQ の動きがなんか怪しいし、倒幕派もちょろちょろし始めてるしな。実はもうかなり漏れてるのかもしれんね。ま、こういうのは隠そうとして隠しきれるもんでもないし。
Old Wolf was there, he probably pieced it together.
ええ。それはともかく。
No, his inside man there, oh god, how do I even say his name again? I fucking hate that name. His Christian name Bartholomew? There we go, that one. I always have to think way too hard when I say it. It's got way too many letters and syllables.
先ほど閣下にお尋ねしたかったのは、自分の身柄をわざわざ回収された件についてです。
あそこにほったらかしといたらまずいやん。お兄さん、事件の主犯に仕立て上げられて処刑よ。
Well, I did try to kill the Shogun.
しかしそれは自分の都合に過ぎません。
当ての都合でもあるんだな。
どういうことでしょう。
Yeah, where are you going with this?
お茶うめえ。
では、閣下のご都合に照らした場合、自分の身は今後どのように扱われるのでしょう。
Am I a prisoner? Right now, my first order of business is to return to Kamakura and report to my patrons. If the general intends to keep me here, I'll have no choice but to attempt an escape. Unfortunately, this manor is located in the heart of the Horigo military district. Breaking out will be no easy feat. At the very least, I'll have to wait until Muramasa has fully recovered. Perhaps I should try a more indirect approach.
特に考えてないけど、お兄さん次第。
自分の好きにして構わないと。
もちろん。あては男を縛って食い物にするタイプではなく、影から尽くすタイプなので。
Well, whoever that man is in the future will be very lucky.
邪魔はしないけど、必要なことは何でもしてくれる女。当然処女。でも床上手だったり。
Uh-huh.
ああ、なんて都合がいいんでしょう。色男は得だね、この。
Yep, he's fucking harem protagonist lands are working at full power.
考えているのですが。
そりゃ寂しい。あてはまだしばらく戻れないしな。でもお兄さんがそうしたいなら仕方ないね。列車の手配しようか。船でちんたら行くよりいいでしょ。
Incomprehensible. What does this girl who commands 1/4 of the dragon army, want? Is she friend or foe? Nothing in her comportment suggests malice towards me, only a clinging, puppy-like affection. Still, she is admitted to harboring Kinsego. Is it true? If it is, then why? Why would she consort with someone so dangerous? Ashikaga Chachamaru, what do you want? There are too many questions, and I don't know where to begin. I could just start asking and hope she gives me the answers I need. But how far can I trust her, really?
何か。
しばらくは現れないと思ってたんだけどな。お兄さんが起きたせいかな。よかったね。待ち人来たれり。落ち着いた場所で向き合うのって久しぶりなんじゃない？
Hey. Hikaru. Hikaru is there.
人が人のままささやかにまとまって身を寄せ合う時代はここでぶった切る。誰もが欲するままに生き戦い。
Well, this isn't gonna be weird at all.
そんな時代を導こう。
Hikaru.
神となれば我が望みは正当化されよう。人の世を壊せば
Yeah,
人の方に
let's
囚わ
talk
れる
about how you
父
want
は
to
解
fuck her
放さ
dad,
れよ
huh?
う。妨げる何者もなく光は父に向き合える。これが光の道だ。
Hikaru. Just gonna keep saying that over and over?
承知の上で我が物としたのだ。そしてお前にも与えた。お前の手で母上を殺させるために。
Oh, so spirited. So early in the morning. The next thing I know, I'm lying face up at the far end of the patio.
影明
Just got flipped.
そう熱烈に求められるのはな、悪い気分ではないというか、光としても本望なのだがな。TCO はわきまえてくれ。
TCO。
Yeah, what?
お姫、TPO です。
Oh, okay.
TPO はわきまえるように。まだ朝方、ここは縁側、光は起き抜けだ。そして、親しき中にも礼儀あり。まずは朝の挨拶からだ。おはよう、影明。
おはよう。
おはよう、お姫。
おはよう。今日は青空が見えるな。いい気分だ。
It's kind of that cold, winter kind of steel gray blue.
野球でもしたくなる天気だね。
It can be nice, but, as someone who grew up in a northern climate, it just makes me feel kind of miserable.
悪くない。
Just makes me think of fucking shoveling my grandparents' driveway.
昼からやろうか。
No, after it
暇してる虫
snowed
集めてさ。
18 inches. And it's like 10 degrees outside.
よかろう。新たな魔球を試したかったところだ。
お兄さんもどう？フルアーマーベースボール。
フルアーマー。
I doubt our Muramasa would agree to that.
普通にやるとゲームにならないんだよね。お姫の投げる球誰も打てないし、キャッチャーは1球ごとに病院送りだし、打席に立てばピッチャーライナーでそのまま投手ごと場外ホームランとかになるし。
So, you guys have done it before.
選手全員剣着用の武者にして、お姫は重力操るのとかなしにすると、どうにかこうにか勝負になるんだよ。
なかなかエキサイティングで面白い競技だ。
I mean, it does sound
エ
fun,
キサイトし
but,
すぎて試合の終わる頃には選手の半分くらいが両足で立ってないしね。
but you know, if you're all musha,
興味あるでしょ。
missing limb or two ain't gonna be a fucking problem at all.
かけらもありません。
残念。ま、剣が復旧中だし、しょうが。お兄さん野球好きそうなんだけどな。
当たりだ。影明はかなりの巧者だぞ。地元ではバントの魔王と呼ばれていた。
つけ麺大王みたいな王座っすね。
Yeah, a little lame, but hey, you know, being able to bunt properly is real important.
何を言う。あとグラブトスは神業。ライン際の打球をフェアかファールか見極める判断にかけても達人級との評判をもっぱらにしていたんだぞ。
微妙な才能に満ち溢れてる人だな。
Hey, he's a good all-rounder. As the two girls trade meaningless banter beside me, I pick myself up and dust myself off. The rage that seized me has receded. Not that I'm calm, per se.
光る。
なんだ。
She turns to me with a friendly smile. Total disconnect. Nothing could be more disorientating than my sister's complete lack of tension. My fucking voice is just dying in my throat. Ooh. Ugh. Weird tension. I cannot for the life of me comprehend how she can act so normal after all that has happened. What have these 2 years meant to Hikaru? Face to face, the psychological divide that I have always felt between us, even when she was hidden behind her steel mask, is even more pronounced. Her eyes, as they look at me now, are exactly the same as they were 2 years ago, as if to say that nothing between us has changed. Possible. Everything has changed. If she truly believes that it is not, then Hikaru is indeed insane. She must be. My heart latches on to that feeble certainty, desperate to know that it was some sickness of the mind that drove her to become the murderous Genseigo. Look, we're gonna go over the song and dance 100 times until you get it. She was always like this. It's just your perspective on it has changed, and you've actually realized. But if she isn't insane, if, as she claims, she's driven by reason, then what? If these 2 years of misery and death were the result of Hikaru being true to herself, if they were nothing more than an expression of hope, is it possible to wage war against humanity and the world entire, not out of hatred or malice or madness, but in logical pursuit of a clear, defined goal? Can any person do such a thing? If the answer is yes, if Hikaru slew her mother and brought terror to Kanto, all out of desire for her father, then what am I to do?
影明？
いや、
I shake my head, fighting back a sudden wave of nausea. Stop deluding yourself, Kageaki. Doesn't matter. It doesn't. Hikaru is waiting patiently for my reply. I turn to her and ask the most pertinent question at hand.
お前はずっとここに。
そうだな。故郷を離れてからこれまで、おおむねこの館を足場にしている。
Oh, so she scooped you up real quick.
なぜだ。
なぜ？聞かれてみれば格別の理由はない。故郷を出た後、まっすぐ進んでいたらここへ行き着いたというだけの話だな。別に他の場所へ移っても構わない。構わないのだが嫌がる奴がいる。
Yeah.
これが理由といえば理由か。
Clingy much?
引き止められているから。それだけなのか。
人から好意を向けられるのは嬉しいものだ。 むやみに跳ねつけるのも気が引ける。光の目的の障害
Yeah,
に
you
な
know,
るなら
she's a
別だ
little
が、
member of your
そうでなければ意に
fucking
沿ってやっても構わ
doomsday
ん。
suicide cult.
それに伊豆は水も
Well,
食も
suicide
空気
for
も良
her,
いしな。
not for you.
居心地はなかなかだ。
姫、ありがと
I sense no deception in Hikaru's words. To be expected. She's never told a lie in her life. So she's living with the general because she feels like it. Alright? But what about the general's motives?
閣下、
う。何？
あなたはいかなるゆえんから光の滞在を望まれるのですか？
Doesn't make sense. Who would welcome into their home a guest who might reduce it to ash on a whim? Fight, flee, or hide. Those are the choices when faced with Gonsago. To ask her to stay is like running after a tornado that just missed your house. Insult to the generosity of the gods who spared you. Which is why I never fully believed that Hikaru was under someone's protection, even though I knew it had to be the only logical explanation.
恩人なんだよね。
恩人？
そうなのか？
忘れられてるよ。ふっかり殺されかかってた当ての前にさっそうと現れてくれたお姫の勇姿、総天然色でマイメモリーに保存してあるのに。
そういえば死にかかっていたな。思い出した。見たところ戦えそうにないし、どうしてか歌の影響を受けないし、なんだか珍妙な生き物に思えたので殺すのをやめたんだった。
Suited? Unsuited? Oh, probably unsuited since she was there at the scene and, you know, did nothing to her.
そんな理由かよ。まあ、お姫に当てを助ける気なんてなかったのは最初から知ってたけどね。結果的にそうなったってだけで。でも、お姫が来てくれたおかげで当てが救われたのは事実だし。
Weird.
恩に着るのは当然ってもんでしょ。
I sense no deception from the general either. Though, unlike Hikaru, I imagine that someone in her position might be quite skilled at, dissembling? Dissembling. Is that, like, deceit? Ah. Sure. By my reading, the story she just told is likely the truth, but not the whole truth. She must have some other reason to keep Hikaru here. Two possibilities come to mind. One, that she has devised some sort of she has devised some means of controlling Hikaru and intends to use her as a tool of conquest. No, it simply cannot be. My sister would never serve another's ends. Whether by persuasion or force of arms, there exists no way to bend her will. Moreover, what I have seen of the relationship precludes that possibility. It is clear that Hikaru finds Horige so inviting precisely because the general does not interfere in her affairs. So, it's the other possibility then. Hikaru serves the general's purpose simply by virtue of serving her own. Is that it?
あえてお尋ねします。閣下が光を手元に留めておかれるのには、何か目的とするところがおありなのではございませんか？
I will say I like Hikaru's like little orange bracelet or like tie on her gloves there. It adds a nice splash of color to her palette. Otherwise it would just be very I don't want to call it bland, like steely, I guess, you know. She has that dark blue hair, you know, off-white dress, gray tights, gray gloves. It would be very flat, I guess, is, you know, the only thing I can say for, you know, a better term.
あるよ。
あると聞いているな。
それは
まだ内緒。
内緒だと聞いている。
お前はそれでいいのか？
Ah, yeah, you know.
構うまい。光が野望を抱いて生きるように、他の者にも望みがあるのは当然のこと。望みのため、光を利用したくばするがいい。それが俺の感知せぬところで終始するのならどうでも構わぬことであるし、俺の妨げになるのなら
Yeah,
戦
it's
って
either one or
勝
the
敗を
other,
決
and
する
both
ま
are
での
fine.
ことだ。
Yes. So simple that I can only gape in awe.
お姫と話してると、小さなこと
Don't
でい
don't
ちい
show
ち
your
悩んでる
gape to
自
your
分がバ
sister
カ
and
に
her
思えて
friend.
こ
It's
な
kind
い？
of weird.
あてはしょっちゅう。
は
I nod, knowing not what else to do. The general's answers have left me without the slightest idea as to the nature of her objective. What use could there be for someone who commits indiscriminate murder as a matter of course?
お姫、朝ごはんどうする？
もらう。
まかないに言えばくれると思うよ。
今日の当番は誰だ？
道場のおっちゃん。
あの職人か。なら期待できるな。行ってこよう。
With a brief farewell, Hikaru saunters off in what I assume is the direction of the kitchen. I watch her go.
で、
Just as Hikaru rounds the corner, the general pops up in front of me. Her smile is positively mischievous.
お兄さん、これからどうするの？
Yeah, it's complicated. We at least gotta send a letter back somehow. Telegraph, a missive of some sort.
帰るわけにはいかないでしょうね。
So, did you just like hanging out in this form now?
おう
By evening, Muramasa has recovered enough to talk. I explained the situation concisely. Her conclusion is the same as mine.
銀星号がいると知ってはここを離れられない。
いつ波を巻き始めるかって思うと目を離すのは怖いし。
これまではそうだったといえばそうなのだが
Yeah. Every morning for the last 2 years, I've opened the newspaper with trembling hands, dreading to read of another town or village wiped off the map.
ともかくも所在を突き止めたのだ。その利を捨てる方はない。
そばにいればそれだけ。いざことが起きた時に素早く対応できるものね。
Not like it's gonna change the outcome.
そうだ。
Just gonna get fucking washed anyway.
その後、
その後だ。
いや
対応ができても対処ができなければ
She'll
何の意味
fucking
もない
run you over like a speed bump.
そうね。
How do we prevail against such might? The difference in strength was merely astronomical before, and now it has increased 1,000-fold or more. I cannot even form an image of victory. The very attempt triggers the most irrepressible urge to burst out in laughter. Pathetic, I know. This will not do. Although,
村正どう思う？果たして武者とはあそこまで強くなれるものなのか？
I mean, if they have like a strong grasp on one of the fundamental concepts of the universe, and they're able to manipulate it, then yeah.
ちょっと信じられないっていうのが本当のところ。
光には天性の才能がある。体術はもちろん機体の運用、熱量の保有量、しのぎを操る感覚、およそ全ての面において完璧以上と言っていい。
Also, yeah, how is she producing, you know, such an effective or efficient amount of energy? Unless, you know, she has like a little fucking fission reactor in there, just compressing matter together so hard that, you know, you're fucking fusing it into helium or whatever, like the center of the sun.
だが、そ
And
れ
you're
で
just basically running off nuclear power
あそこまでは
instead of having to burn calories.
なかなかならないと思うのだけれど、何かあるのかしら。単なる天才にとどまらないものが。
爆災とか？
それ意味わかんない。
Yeah, that was probably a pun.
じゃあ白菜。
綺麗さっぱり。
俺もそう思う。
なら言わないでよ。
俺は何も言っていない。
え？
Good portrait.
どこから生えてくるのよ。
ヤニワに失礼なやっちゃな。
大丈夫だ、村正。言い方ではないが、 とりあえず敵でもない。
Yeah, she's just kind of an annoying acquaintance.
適切な表現だ。お兄さん、こんばんは。
こんばんは、閣下。
いい夜ですね。
月が見えます。
平然と応対しないでよ。驚いてる私がおかしいみたいじゃない。
I mean, you are, but you know, you kind of missed all this earlier. You know, just go with the flow.
そうか、すまん。
八つあたりかっこ悪い。
あなたがへんてこな現れ方をしなければいい話でしょ。
あての家だっつうの。どっからどう現れようがあての自由。
Still, why the floor?
何よ、あなたこの家の子？親のしつけが知れるとか言おうかしら。
いねえし。
村正、この方が家主だ。
は？だってここ、将軍様のお屋敷なんでしょ？
Correct.
ああ。だから、堀越久保、足利茶々丸流軍中将閣下であられる。
Just go with it.
知って驚き、見て驚け。分かったらとっととひれ伏して額を畳にこすりつけるや下民。
あら、そうでしたの。あなたが久保、あなたが中将様。
There you go. Just go with it.
何それ、受け狙い人事？
マジ殺意湧いたわ今。
素直な感想だけど文句ある？
これが他のやつに言われたんならどうとも思わねえけどさ。なんでだろうね。この竹アーマーに言われるとシャレにならんくらい腹立つな。
誰が竹アーマーか。
I mean, you aren't real flesh and blood, so
素直な
you
評
know,
価だよ。
big old
なんかあった
facsimile.
あなた覚悟できてるんでしょうね。
ああ、表出るか。
出てやろうじゃないの。
落ち着け、村正。
You blow a gasket. Please?
ひでえ、しての言うことを聞きやがらね
え。いいのよ。御堂はこんなことで怒らないもの。
I mean, I think you're just too polite to say anything.
私を信じてくれてるから。ね。
ああ。
An honest reply. Perfectly honest. Of course, given the sheer intensity of Muramasa's stare, even if the thought of answering otherwise had briefly crossed my mind, I'm quite confident that my innate desire for self-preservation would have crushed it.
信頼関係、羨ましい？
血管切れそうだよ。お兄さんの腹の太さに甘えやがって。
甘えと親愛の区別がつかないのね。お子様ね。
お兄さん、こんなキノコ女と組んでちゃいけない。あんたにもっと気の利く相棒が必要だよ。こいつは来月の粗大ゴミの日に出しちまいましょう。いい剣紹介するからさ。
I mean, she's a little special as a Tsurugi goes. You know, unique.
せっかくですが。
ぜひとも頼むよ、俺のちゃちゃまで。
Ugh.
前々からそうしたくてそうしたくて仕方がなかったんだ。
オッケー、任せといて。
Don't impersonate him and then put that face on there. Ugh. Ugh.
捏造するな。
やだな、真実の代弁っすよ。
その首、本気で切り飛ばしたくなってきてるんだけど。
Not on the Tommy.
安いはったりかますやつほど何もできやしね。
Hey man, you ever played fucking God Hand? Poison Chihuahua was nothing to fucking, you know, look down on. It'll
本
fuck
当
you
にや
up.
る気なら言う前にやってるもんな。
いいこと言うじゃない。そうね。それは正しいって認めてあげる。じゃあもう、前置きはなしにしましょうか。ちびっこのくせに。
雲を食うとチョコレートの味がするってのは本当かど
Who
う
the
か
fuck ever
試して
said
や
that? Ugh.
二人とも。
何よ。
なぜ出会った瞬間から即座にそんなに。
It's a woman thing. It reminds me of a certain student and GHQ officer. Only worse, though I wouldn't have believed it possible.
こいつとは運命的にダメなの。
絶対に分かり合えないって一目で悟った。
Yeah, you're both second half of the story heroines. You cannot exist in the same place at once.
そうそう、
どうしようもない感じよ
vying
ね。
for screen time. At least they agree about something. Small comfort.
しかし閣下、一つお尋ねしたいのですが、
3サイズ、好きな体位、好きなプレー、何でも教えてあげるけど、このお邪魔雲を追っ払うまで待っててくれない？
I mean, looking at you, those three wouldn't really be. Well, you said 3 sizes, but just says bust size there. It wouldn't be very impressive. You're a virgin, so fucking favorite positions all conjecture. And yeah.
できればそちらを中止して。閣下、あなたはなぜこの村正の正体に最初から気づいておられたのです？
Well, Hikaru probably told her.
Oh.
Or in human form. Or Amishi, flesh form. Probably because she's seen, Muramami like that and, put 2 and 2 together. Obvious question. In her current form, Muramasa is indistinguishable from a flesh and blood Amishi, and the general had no reason to suspect that she was otherwise. That's what gave it away.
ああ、それ錆び腐った鉄くずの匂いがしたから。
嘘言うな。
床はきしんで抜けそうになってるしさ。
Oh, you don't. You can change your form, but not not your mass, huh?
そんなに重くない。
あと波長が剣っぽい。
波長？
そういうあれこれが積み重なってこいつはお兄さんの村正だなってのがキュピーンときたわけですよ。頭のこの辺に。特殊なセンスがあるんだと思っていてくれれば結構っす。
The general finishes by tossing me a mischievous grin. I sense that she's not telling me everything, but pursuing the matter is unlikely to get me anywhere. It'll have to be enough that I prevented a bloodbath.
そうそう。当てからも一つ聞いておきたいんだけど。
何でしょうか？
まだ返事をもらってなかった。お兄さん、結局どうするかい？これから。
頼めた筋合いではありませんが、よろしければ滞在のお許しを願います。
But, would you arrange to get a letter delivered for us?
そう言うと思った。もちろん許すよ。
We,
筋合いだって十分
prior
あるしね。
commitments that are
遠慮は何にもしなくていいから。
burning a hole in our fucking side quest log that we need to, finish up.
お心遣い感謝いたします。
ミド、
なんだ？
提案。どっかその辺で野宿しましょう。
I mean, you can. This is a nice room.
おめえ様が一人で行く分には全く構いませんが。
No sense letting it go to waste.
こんな怪しげな館にミドだけ残していけるもんですか？
一人で行け。
いやよ。
お兄さんはここにとどまるっつったろ。
私が頼めば聞いてくれるもの。
お兄さん、
村正が立って望むのであれば。
She is my Nakama, my Aibo. I have no pressing reason to reject the proposal. As long as I remain close to Genseigo, it doesn't matter whether there's a roof over my head. I spend enough time on the battlefield that sleeping outside is no trouble at all.
ほら。
お兄さん。
Well, it is winter though.
剣を甘やかしすぎです。ダサくが
Just
ま
because
す
you
ます劣
can,
化しちまうよ。
sleep outside in the cold doesn't mean it feels good to do it.
いえ、問題ありません。
そうかな。
甘やかそうがどうしようが、村正が己の役割を忘れることはありませんから。必要な時に、それは疑いなく信じられます。それで、自分には十分です。
Alright, earn some fucking Muramasa points there.
自分が村正の信頼を裏切らない限り、村正の性能が劣化することなど。
そしてミドが私を裏切ることなんてありえないから。
Well,
私
you
は
say
常に
that,
完
but
全な性能を発揮できる。
we're going Chachamaru route first, so no idea what that entails, but
互いを認めるしてと剣っていうのはね。以前はともかく、今の私たちはちゃんと縦脇の儀も済ませて血縁してるの。わかった？
天井のシミ、なんかこないだよりも増えてねえかな。
huh?
父
きなさいよ。いい話してたんだから。
Or are you just spacing out, looking up?
ただののろけだろ。
No, counting the knots in the
本
fucking
気でお
wood on
兄
the
さん外
ceiling.
に引っ張り出すつもりか？銅鐸は六章が悪化するだけで済むけどよ。人間は風邪ひいたりとかするんだぜ。
Can you even catch a cold?
分かってます。冗談に決まってるでしょ。あと
Considering he has a healing
Dota
factor,
って誰のことか？
because of his bond with you. Does that affect like his immune system?
良いのか。
Or only like physical wounds? Or is like a cold considered too minor to fucking proc it?
私がここにいたくないのもミドを置いておきたくないのも本当だけど、わざわざ野宿するのもバカみたいだし、それにミド一度口にしたことを翻すのは嫌なんでしょ。
そうだな。
Rejecting a service that you yourself requested is insulting in the extreme. I'd rather not be rude, if at all possible.
気を使わせたか。
大げさよ。
では、中将閣下。改めてお世話になります。
なんか気に食わない紆余曲折があったけど、
Yeah,
結論がそうなったならまあいいか。
we're doing like
我
a
が家だと
fucking
思ってくつろいでね。
all
お兄
under
さん
one roof love Hina love comedy now. With his work partner, his sister, and his sister's best friend.
くつろぐから出て行ってくれな。
We just need to get,
あなた邪魔よ。
the other pair in here. Let's get fucking Ayane and fucking I know it's Otori Kaine, there we go. In here, and then it'll really get, wacky, really fill out the cast.
礼節の水準に差がありすぎじゃねえか、この始終。
Yeah, opposites attract.
そっか、おめえこそ出てけよ。ここはお兄さんの部屋だっつうの。
私たちは一緒で構わないけど。
I knew this was gonna come up.
ね。
の
男女同金なんて不埒な真似、当ての館では許しません。おめえにもちゃんと部屋やるからそっち行け。
I mean, why would there be? That's a giant mechanical spider right there.
そう。
It'd have to be real fucking weird to be into that.
誰か
お呼びでございましょうか。
そこの姉ちゃん、物置に連れてってやって。
は、ちょっと。
ほら行けよ。その人がいい部屋に案内してくれるから。
今はっきり物置って言ったでしょ。
Yeah, just turn back into a spider, you don't need a bed.
いらねえこと聞いてやがる。
とことん決着つけないとダメなのかしら。
上等だほら。おとなしく物置に片付いてりゃいいもんを。スクラップ工場の方が趣味だってんだろ。
Isn't it getting late at night for this?
やってみなさいよ。
And just like that, the flames are reignited. It is an inferno of raw, unbridled emotion, two souls colliding with primal intensity. It might be beautiful in a beast of the wild kind of way, if it weren't such a menace to society.
お客様、お茶などご用意いたしましょうか。
Please.
夜も遅いので、お気持ちだけいただきます。
Oh yeah, I guess there is caffeine in tea.
かしこまりました。では、
Doesn't
ご
do
ゆる
shit
り
to
とお
me.
過ごしくださいませ。
I'm fucking drinking a whole pot of coffee right now. I'm just gonna go to bed immediately after this. Not bloody likely.
村正。
回復したてで無茶するからだ。オートダウンしやがったな。
分析がお早い。
Yeah, like she said, she can just kind of vibe. Even with my link to Muramasa, it took me several seconds to realize what had happened. My surprise was part of that, but still. Diagnose someone else's Tsurugi at a glance. Journal makes it seem so simple, when in fact it is anything but. Only a trained smith should be capable of such appraisal.
ちょっとしたこと
Almost
を
like
知って
you're
るからね。
half a Mishi and you're,
こい
just
つ
able
は
to
大丈夫。
get it.
先輩ら。明日の朝には復旧するよ。
Kind of an innate gearhead.
は、
予定通り物置へ売っちゃっておけば OK。
The kind of person that can just kind of listen to a car's engine run and immediately diagnose what's wrong with it.
売っちゃっておくわけにはいかないのですが。
じゃあその辺に。さあお兄さん。寝ましょ。
休むのには同意しますが。
Yeah, can't do that with you here on top of us. Be kind of rude to fall asleep in front of your host.
閣下、ご自分のお部屋へ。
ここで寝る。
先ほど、男女同金は許さない
Oh
と
yeah,
確
she
か
can do whatever she wants. It's her house.
記憶にございませんな。
それは政治家答弁というもの。
Uh-huh.
政治家っす。
そうですね。
初めてってわけでもなし。
今朝のことですか。
うん。
あれは、自分が目覚める頃合いを見計らってついていたのでは。
なくて、毎晩ひっついて寝てました。
Just
お兄さ
kind
んをここに連れてきてからずっと。
of acting as a bed warmer.
風紀上、よろしくありません。
嬉しいくせに。
はい。
嬉しい？
I mean, yeah.
健全な成人男性のつもりですので、女性との接触は欲求にかないます。
素直なおすみ。うりうり。
閣下、問題が発生します。
Yeah, you know. No turning back, you know, once we reach a certain point.
眠れるんだ。
はい。
お兄さんと一緒にいると少しだけだけど、なんでかな、他の音が遠くなってお兄さんの音だけが聞こえる。
Oh, you don't have to listen to fucking God talking in your ear?
お兄さんの音は果てを苛まない。
What is she talking about?
ともあれ閣下。その望ましからぬ可能性を未然に摘み取るため、必要な配慮。
家賃をくれ。
This is how we're paying? You know,
ですか。
it's like hitchhiking, you know, it's either fucking cash, grass, or ass. And we're paying with the ass.
金よこせなんて言わないから。こうさせてくれるだけでいいから
It's
さ。
Japan in the 40s, so there's definitely no fucking grass here.
多分ね。
Whatever else she might be in life, Ashikaga Chachamaru is still a girl. Realizing that, to reject what is clearly a heartfelt request would take more willpower than I seem to possess.
港影明の自制心にご期待ください。
かっこいいぜお兄さん。でも別に自制しなくたっていいからね。
Maybe later. You know, not in our like first real meeting.
ご冗談を。
お姫に見つかったら怒られるかな。まあ大丈夫か。さっき起きたばっかりだし。
Did I hear her right?
お兄さん、お姫にバラしちゃダメだよ。これは内緒で。
話しません。
いや
どうしてか、即座に撲殺されるような予感がします。
Manly get fucking Batista bombed through the wooden porch.
鋭いね。
最初からそんなリスクを冒さずに済めば、それに越したことはなかったのですが。
聞こえんな。聞こえんね。さあ、寝よ寝よ。
Okay, but we need to like clear a couple things up first. One, are you a kicker? Two, do you roll in your sleep? Are you a sleep talker? Are you a person who steals the blankets? My jab has all the impact of a mosquito's bite. Not that I expected more. I better resign myself to this role.
お兄さん、
はい。
眠い？
まだ体に疲労が残っているようなので、それなりには。
Yeah, no, he's kind of slept for
まぶ
3
たに
days.
重さを感じるほどではありません。
I'd imagine he's kind of more just like mentally drained than anything.
か。じゃあ、一つお願い。
どのような。
何でもいいから、お話ししてくれると嬉しいな。
You want to talk about racing cruxes?
話。
Girls love it when guys talk to them about race cars.
しかし、眠る妨げになるのでは。
No, bud, you're so fucking dumb. Don't you understand the finer points of pillow talk?
当ては逆なの。耳元で話しかけられてると、その声自体が不愉快だったら意味ないけどね。
Yeah.
お兄さんは大丈夫。
わかりました。
感謝。
Take your pills, Chachamaru. Let's get to bed.
では、学生時代、自分が所属していた山岳部での出来事を
the demon voices talking to her. Oh, it flashed something there. I am power. That's static. Lovely. Fantastic. That felt good in my ears. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's kind of short, but like I said, I'm kind of out of sorts today. So that's where we are going to call it. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. See you guys all next time for the next episode of Full Metal Demon Muramasa. And I will catch you later where we will continue this fucking harem rom-com, living under one roof thing, cohabitation arc. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say other than I hope I feel better when I wake up tomorrow so I can record again because I got stuff to do tomorrow. I gotta go grocery shopping so that way, I stop dying of I don't know what I got, scurvy, fucking probably. Over the past couple days, like I said, I've just been living at home eating pasta. So I got no fucking vitamins in my veins. Next thing I know, all my old scars are gonna start opening and my teeth are gonna fall out. And I gotta get a haircut too. My hair's getting real fucking long. On the sides and the back in particular. Now I got pretty relatively straight hair, but it gets wavy on the top. And on the sides, like around my ears and the back, I get curls. Not like curly curls, but it flips. Like the at the very end, kind of like on my neck, I start to get like all these little flips and curls, and on the side by my ears, it likes to curl. And I need to get that sorted because I'm looking like a fucking hot mess. Once I get a little disheveled at work and I gotta like comb it back into place. But once it's out of place, you can never just comb it back to look as good as it was like when you just came out of the shower. And it's starting to become an issue. So yeah, I gotta get that sorted, which involves waking up early and calling to get an appointment at the barber shop. So, you don't care about my fucking personal schedules for tomorrow. So, yeah, uh, I've already said my bit. Bye. Good night, everyone. Mwah.